Life Hacks Beyond Convention with Dee and Sonia.
Well, did you ever hear about the QAnon conspiracy?
QAnon, yeah. I can't remember. I know QAnon was behind a lot of stuff, but I don't. Yeah. Was there a specific conspiracy about them? Or
Well, I don't know huge amounts of it either, but I came across it because, of course, here in Victoria, we were locked down a lot through the pandemic years.
yes,
And there are a lot of freedom-loving people who, you know, didn't want to be locked down. Um, but within those people, of course, as I started to, I don't know, follow them and whatnot, then it was really interesting because they had quite a lot of Telegram groups. So you get into a group, and then
yes.
that was when I come across this QAnon stuff, and it was like, I remember the first time. So even here in Australia, I remember there's this one, they were short. Now, must have had something to do with when Trump lost the election. So it must have been
Mm,
around that time. So is that the end of
yeah,
2020? And then into the beginning of 2021 when there needed to be that changeover, when Biden
yeah,
came in. And there was just all of this stuff that they were talking about that, this was going to happen and how armies and that were coming out. And they even sent, like here in Australia, there was army trucks and whatnot that were doing something out there in the outback that they do. And
yeah,
so they sent their proof was these army trucks that were, in a convoy going to or from somewhere, was the proof
yeah.
that, yeah, this really is happening. Like it's behind the scenes. They're all starting to deploy and this is really going to happen. And I remember I sent a copy of the, what do you call it, message to
Mm,
somebody who I knew would know about this stuff. And he just said to me, oh, yeah, because he lived up that way
yeah,
for years. And he just said, oh, we saw that all the time. They're just doing war games and,
yeah.
different deployments and
Training.
things. He just said, yeah, training. He said, no, it's just nothing. He said, that's all
Mm,
the time. So anyway, it was like, oh, okay, no worries. But these people, they just didn't believe that it
yeah.
wasn't anything other than, well, I don't exactly know what they thought Australia was going to do.
Mm,
But it was, this is what this QAnon leader had said, and here was the proof here in Australia. Like we even had proof in Australia, Dee,
yeah.
that this was gonna
It's
that they were gonna do something, that somehow
mm.
Trump was gonna become president-elect.
And that's why I see it as a almost, well,
Mm.
it's cultish because
Oh,
they only
definitely. Very
follow
coldish. Yeah.
a very narrow line of data input. So it's those groups, they just went off the rails. And okay, if you came up here and suddenly saw a heap of army guys going up past Fort Perry, you'd go, oh, that's odd, because you've never seen it before. The fact that we see it every month or every few weeks
Well,
is
exactly.
just
Yeah.
like, yep, that's where they take the blokes to do some training on certain things, and then they
Mm.
all come back, and yeah.
Well, exactly.
So,
Exactly. And
but they
as
don't.
general citizens, we never know what they're doing. Well, they don't tell us, as they shouldn't, like
Oh,
because it's all
sometimes they
about,
do. Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes I think they do more so now. There's going to be a convoy going up. I think because perhaps because of those people and their skewed ideas. Yeah, but I mean, you've
Well, it
got
was really interesting. And then the interesting part of that, so I never really delved into it because I know myself I can have a tendency to go down rabbit holes that are just not good
yeah,
for me. So I chose not to go down that rabbit hole to understand what was happening, other than it's
yeah,
like, this is a conspiracy. These people are not believing the truth. Um,
yes,
and so I just got out of those groups because my initial
mm,
reason for getting in it was just, well, because it was if they would have a protest or something about some of our lockdowns and that, which was
mm,
what I wanted to know about. I didn't want to know
yeah,
about this other stuff. But after that, I actually saw because of course, by then, all of the, algorithms and that obviously saw that I was interested. And I remember a current affair or one of those shows that we have popped up with, they'd done a bit of a deep dive into this QAnon, and there was an interview with a family here in Australia where this woman had, in the end, she'd completely cut off all of her family. And what, so this was the family that were
Oh,
doing the interview of how worried they were. Like, so she'd left her home, she'd donated all of her money, um,
so now
completely
we've
cut
got
off
the
all of
key.
her family. Yeah,
So she
yeah, to
donated
get
money to
involved in, and that was
QAnon.
here in Australia. Like, you just think,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
she was going down the
it's
rabbit
a
hole, and it was, and her response to her family was just, well, you will just wait and see, won't you? Because I'll be the one who's safe.
yeah, and I wonder where she is now, or whether she
Yeah, I don't
thinks it's
know
still going to happen.
exactly.
And that's yeah. So
Mm,
yeah, it's sad that people are so vulnerable that they do follow these things.
mm.
But once again, it comes back to critical thinking, and that's a small percentage of the population if you really think about
But
it.
if we're in an emotionally vulnerable time in our life, it's very easy to believe these things
Yeah.
because well, we get love bombed a bit, don't you? If you're going to
Mm,
become part of some sort of, I don't
yeah.
know what to call it, cultish group.
Mm.
And yeah,
So what, I guess the long run, what does it serve people? Yeah. I guess that maybe what she needed was a sense of belonging and safety that she felt she didn't get elsewhere. Like if she had to
mm,
protect herself from the world in general. I don't know. It's
I
potentially
know,
that we're wrong.
I know. And
Mm,
you just got to look at some of the tragic things that have happened over the years, don't you? You know, the whole
mm.
Jim Jones thing and the, don't drink the
Yeah.
Kool-Aid sort of thing,
Yeah.
which I was horrified when I knew where that saying came from, don't drink the Kool-Aid,
Mm.
because I didn't
Oh, you
just
didn't?
like, because you just hear that saying for years. So,
Yeah.
oh, don't drink the Kool-Aid, and you just know, oh, don't get involved in something that's kind of not true, and
Yeah.
don't do what somebody else tells you to do. But then, um, when I understood where that come from, and you just think,
Mm.
holy moly, people, huge numbers of people get
Yeah.
involved in these things, and they truly believe it. And usually there's either a group of people or one person at the top of it that's reaping all the
Benefiting.
benefit.
Yeah. Mm. Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
I think if you'd asked me a few years ago, I'd have been I want to rescue these people. I want to teach them. I want to educate them. I guess I've recognized with age and experience that you can't until people
Yes.
are ready to change their thinking or do things differently. Um, and then there was another thought of, so what? Now that sounds really cruel and thoughtless in one sense, but if Joe Blow down the street thinks that the Earth's flat or that QAnon is God, so to speak, or
Yeah, whatever they think, that's right.
so
Yeah.
what? So what?
Mm.
You know?
Well, I
Um,
agree for some things, I suppose. I was listening to this man, though, who got involved in the Moonies back
oh
in the
yes.
70s. And
Mm,
he was going down the rabbit warren.
mm,
He truly believed that stuff. Now, something happened in his life. I don't remember. Maybe it was a car accident. Something happened anyway that meant he ended up in hospital. And so his family saw that as an opportunity to jump in. So they actually did intervene in his life and pretty much
mm.
forcibly got him out.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and he works exclusively with people who have been involved in different types of cultish environments.
Cults.
Some of them are full-on cults. Some of them are
Yeah.
slightly different environments to
Mm.
actually religious. Well, it's all kind of religious, isn't it? Because it's belief.
It.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so he does work exclusively with people who have come out, but still, even though they're not part of it, they actually need to be de-radicalised,
Oh,
as well as
absolutely.
with families. families who have got people that are in those situations and they're trying to rescue them. So it's actually quite serious, isn't it?
It is, yes. Yeah. And I guess, yeah, I've because I've chosen slightly different beliefs, that energetically that we continue in some form. Um, I see people as coming to Earth, so to speak, or having a lot of physical life as a lesson, as a classroom. So what lessons are they learning in that process? They're learning something. And yeah, I guess it's really hard when kids are involved. That's where I come unstuck. But with grown-ups,
yeah.
grown-ups are grown-ups and they've got to make their own decisions. And yeah, I think we should offer help or offer, reach out, but we can't influence until somebody actually wants to have the conversation and wants to think differently.
I guess it depends, doesn't it, on your own relationship with people? Because certainly I haven't got anybody in my life that I would feel the need to intervene in any sort of heavy-handed type of way where I feel like they need
Yeah.
rescuing. So I'm not in that situation. If I was, what would I want to do? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
It would depend who it was and what the situation was. Are they in imminent danger of, becoming radicalised to such a degree that they're actually going to go and harm themselves and or other people?
Yeah, good point. And I think
Or is it just that they're going to lose all their money? It's different, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think in the situation I was talking about with the woman who believes in the flat earth, at first I was like, wanted to explain to her where the science came from and the history and the exploration and stuff. It was really clear quickly that she didn't want to know. And the only thing she's doing is those, did you say WhatsApp type groups, but Telegram groups and that. That's her only source of data. She will not watch mainstream news. She will not read books. She will, so she's limited what's coming in. And I thought, well, it doesn't impact me. It does impact or has impacted a member of my family a little bit. But once again, they're grown-ups. So, okay, you can choose to believe that. I choose to believe this. So it's a subject that's
involved in
basically...
something as far as a flat earth thing. I mean, if somebody believed the earth was flat and asked me what I thought, I'd tell them.
Yeah,
But,
that's it.
But aside from that,
agree to
I don't
disagree.
see.
Yeah.
That's what it would just be like.
These people aren't in danger. They're not putting their lives at danger. They're not putting their finances in danger. It hasn't got to that point. They're not sending all their money to QAnon or somebody else. So, so it really doesn't matter. And later this year, I will hop on a plane. So, yeah, it's once again discerning how involved in this do I need to be? Is it my obligation to educate another adult about something that I believe in when they are so strong about wanting to educate me in their beliefs? No, it's not. Yeah. And even to the point of, so what if they're right? I'm still going to fly. Yeah. It's bringing it down to what's really, really important. And that's your every single day, because you're only living the day you're living at the moment.